Right. And this was really a hypersexual environment. I remember I interviewed Brother Marquise from the Two Live crew. And we were talking about that. He was saying how during that time, there were guys around there saying that they felt they had a rape pass.
Right.
He actually said this on camera. A rape pass.
Right.
I mean, at your age, when you look back at some of the lyrics, you know, for example, you know, me and my homies like to play this game, some call it Amtrak, you know, we call it the train. And there's a part of the song where you say, the girl will say, stop, I say, I'm not. I mean, kind of rapey lyrics when you look back on it.
Yeah, but I have never forced myself on a female. I've never raped a young lady. I've always had consensual sex. Never none of that. Never none.
I understand that, and I'm not accusing you of that.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that when you look at those lyrics,
some of that shit was going on back then, and for that one particular song, that song was made up on experiences. I experienced that type of stuff. I've never ran a train on a girl until I met Luther. Not saying that Luther is all bad, but that was the kind of thing that was going on, you know, in Miami, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
You know, we got to Miami. It was sort of a lawless place where anything goes, and girls was there, and it was guys that was, you know, really like extrally on some thug and some, you know, some goon shit. And, you know, in Miami, it was nothing, you know, if you would hear guys say all the time, if I got rape license, that's what I heard in Miami. So, you know, I used to see girls get abused and slapped for not participating.
So what was that like as a 14-year-old?
Well, at that time, I almost got raped a few times.
Okay.
Because I never told anybody, but I wrote in my book.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I wrote in my book, I couldn't help but cry and write, you know?
Yeah.
But the reason why I didn't tell a lot of people or tell anybody was because I didn't want to hurt the people that try to rape me and the ones that did rape me. You know, I thought about their family. You know, I didn't want to ruin their career, even though they weren't thinking about how they, you know, what they did to me and how they made me feel. So the first incident, I was on tour with DJ Jealous J, and now he's the producer that did the Lollipop.
Oh, okay.
So he was very respectful. He always looked out for me. I was 14, and he made sure that I was good, like nobody harassed me. So we went down to the Keys, the Florida Keys. He had a show, and Luke, everybody was performing. It was a big show. And Luke had a party, the after party, and we all went, you know. I had boys protect me and, you know, and watch over me. There was a new athlete that just got a major deal, football player. And he kept flirting, and they kept saying, she's 14, yo. She's 14. Like, chill. You know, they kept telling him that. So I'm very quiet and just, you know, I'm used to just, okay, you know what I mean? Just so I won't offend anybody or not raise my voice because I saw how aggressive they are to other women. So, you know, he's like, let's talk upstairs. And he was very persistent. And I was like, he was like, just talk. It's so loud, the music. And I went ignorantly. And we were upstairs and, you know, he tried to rape me. And I told him, no, I want to leave. And he threw money at me and about how much, and kept throwing money at me. So I just said no. Like, I said no. And we went back and forth and he just jumped on me. He's a football player. He was big, you know? And I just started screaming, even though there was so much noise, like so much music. But thank God my peoples heard me and then they bust in and they started, she's underage, what are you doing, you know? And he acted like he didn't care. You know, like he was above the law, that he was famous and rich. And they called me many a times when I got home, like, how much do you need to be quiet? I said, but nothing happened. He goes, yeah, but something did happen. But even though it didn't go all the way. But I didn't take any money. And I just said, I'll be silent. I won't say anything.
Well, Luke was one of those people that called you?
Yes.
Okay. How much did they offer you?
A lot of money. Because he just got a major deal, a football contract. You know, later on, I saw him a few times. I didn't say anything. And then as I got older, like in my late 20s, he apologized. I never saw that he ever raped anybody. He did well in his career, very, very well. You know, he tried to even flirt. I was like, that's not going to happen. You know, I thought that was weird. But yeah, but I forgave him. I told him I forgive him, you know. And then after I started going on tour, girls started grooming you. Like, this is what women do in the business. I started going to different parties. You know, they started inviting me. And yeah, it was just a lot of crazy shit. You know, they had the girls, they called girls with a bag of tricks. So they actually brought dildos and other stuff to these parties, like, and ready to play and ready to do whatever they say to do, and they did. And these are not just regular girls. I saw like actresses and singers, and I looked up to them. So if they're doing it, it has to be acceptable. I'm a teenager, and they're telling me this is what you do in this industry. This is what the parties are like. You know what I mean? To get in there, don't say no, don't do this. Initially, I played along. I did because that's what they were all doing, you know? And then when I started saying no to certain things, I don't want to do it, they were being aggressive. And then one night, my girlfriend, I remember going in, but I don't remember leaving. And then I woke up somewhere else. But I remember like, they drugged me. But I remember certain faces, you know, what happened. But I'm glad I don't remember it all. So, and those people I saw later. And they're huge. I don't mention their names because it's not worth it. But you have to act like it never happened. You have to be still accepted. Because I've been blackballed many times just because I said no. I didn't do nothing to them. I just didn't want to be a part of that world anymore. Yeah, I played along. You act like you're happy and you're alone because you want them to feel comfortable. Because they look at you like, are you going to tell anybody? Are you going to be a problem for me? And you're like, I'm not going to be a problem. I'm good. And that's how I was all my life, even growing up. I don't want to be a problem to my parents. You know, I've learned to be quiet, not show feelings, not show emotion. And the same pattern is the industry. As an adult, they should have treated me like their daughter, you know, like a sister. Some of them did, don't get me wrong, they were all not like that. But a lot of them felt like you're just a piece of meat that we can abuse you, take you whenever we please. Initially, I did play along, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you can see me happy in the videos. They say they got films of me, yeah. I mean, I didn't live in grief, you know what I mean? I didn't play back things that happened to me. I was enjoying the moment, you know, with them. Even though you would never know that they hurt me or they beat me up or they slapped me around, you would never know if I'm smiling in a video with them. Because I've learned to block that out, that like it never happened.